Hi guys, it's Susan Novello, John Jorgensen, and we have a special guest, Matthew Stollak. And we are here talking about Illinois SHRM 12. Matthew has so graciously accepted to be a part of our social media team, and we're so happy to have you, Matt. What's going on?
Well, thank you. Not much. Getting ready for summer break now that the academic year is over.
That's
summer break and a fall sabbatical. You gotta like that.
That's correct.
Right. I can't hardly hear you guys. I don't know if it's my deal over here. Let me turn you up a little bit. So that's great. So you got a little time, you got some breathing room, and now you're rearing up for conferences. I know that you're going to
Absolutely.
Atlanta, and I just lost your video, but I guess it was just going to come and go. Just have to roll with it. So you're going to Atlanta,
sure.
And what are you doing after Atlanta?
Got Illinois SHRM and the Wisconsin SHRM Leadership Conference in August, and then HR Evolution, Wisconsin SHRM, and the HR Tech Conference in October.
So not a whole lot going on.
No.
Sounds like you're super busy, and we all know that, it's conference season, so we're all picking and choosing those things that we can go to, because you and I were just talking, there's so much out there, and sometimes they overlap, but you can't go to everything. You gotta get some stuff done in between that. So, I'm glad you've chosen to be with us in August at Illinois SHRM. So let's talk about, who is Matthew Stollak? You're associate professor of business admin at, tell us the name of the college.
I'm at St. Norbert College. I've been here since 2002. I earned my PhD in human resource management from the University of Illinois, so it's going to be nice to come back home, so to speak, to participate in the Illinois SHRM conference.
Right, and you're in Wisconsin. You're also the social media director for Wisconsin SHRM State Council. That's cool. So
ever since I moved to Wisconsin, I've been on the state council literally the minute I started breathing Wisconsin air in 2002.
Wow, that's
so
exciting.
10 years now on the council.
So let's dive right into one of Ryan's question he has for us to stay on track. How did you get involved in social media?
I skipped the early portion in the start of the decade with the whole MySpace thing. Pretty much 2004, 2005 with Facebook was the first part when it was introduced to colleges and universities. You had to have the .edu email to get access. And literally within a week at our school here at St. Norbert, swept across college. Everyone had to join. And so there was a lot of debate whether professors should be interacting with students on Facebook. Sometimes that still carries out today. But in 2009, we had China Gorman and Pam Green sort of doing the SHRM town hall meetings. They're going around the nation and holding those. And China said you should get on Twitter. That's going to be the next sort of wave to get involved with. So she sort of hooked me in. And then blogging happened a little later on, a few months later, at the New Orleans conference.
Okay, and when was that? What year was that?
I believe 2009, 2010, right around there.
Okay, and that's when you started True Faith HR blog?
That's right. Lori Rudeman, we were at the SHRM Foundation Partners Reception, said, get on blogging. And so I've been doing that for a few years.
Very cool. Now, how often do you post?
Not often enough, as some might think. There's always that debate. Should you be doing it regularly, day after day, to engage the audience? And certainly I feel that I could do that every day, but the quality would go down. I'd rather have intermittent pieces that are of higher quality than just throwing out.
Right. And I think that's something that we all have to, that we all understand, those of us who are blogging. And when, even when I started out in the blogging world, I started out with 2 blogs posting 5 days a week. And it was just like, really? I don't think I can keep this up. So you have all these you feel stressed out and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to post? But quality is so much more important than just throwing something out there and throwing something together. I agree with that. Don't you, John?
Yes, I get, numerous posts sent to me every day or notices of stuff that's been posted. And one of the ones I get really excited about is when I see Matt post something, because I know he has a unique perspective on a lot of things, be it HR, be it SHRM, be it sports. And I always find his very refreshing, and I kind of agree with him that if he was posting every day, it probably wouldn't be as good.
Thank you, John.
One of the things that people don't know, I get accused a lot of being not a Shermaholic, Twitteraholic. Shermaholic too, but more about Twitter. The world has to know that Matt Stollak is the one who got me addicted to Twitter.
Really?
He's a joint in the French Quarter in New Orleans.
Well, how cool
so
is that?
I'm to blame. You're going to blame someone, blame me.
There you go.
I lost you guys on video.
He got me into TweetDeck. So, if there's anything even close to a Twitter expert or social media expert, it's Matt Stollak. But he and I both agree that there is no such thing as a social media expert.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Always things to learn.
And it's ever evolving, and we all understand that. That's for sure. So let's talk about a little bit about HR, since that's the space that we're in. What Dave's question is, what aspect of HR interests you the most, Matt?
I don't know if there's any one area. I sort of more take the generalist approach. I teach a class in Introduction to HR. I've taught labor relations. I've taught compensation. So those tend to be the areas I gravitate toward.
Okay.
But I don't say, all right, I'm going to be the biggest performance appraisal expert, or I'm second to none in recruiting knowledge. I'd rather just more a master of none, a jack of all trades kind of approach.
Very cool. John, are you still there? Are you awake?
Yeah, I'm awake. I just,
just
listen
listening.
to Matt talk forever. And he hasn't talked about his true strength, and that's HR statistics, which bore the hell out of me. But,
just because I know regression analysis doesn't make me HR statistics guru. So
one thing I like, Matt, about especially when you're involved on some of the Twitter chats and the SHRM chats, I can't say it, is that you have such a great perspective from the other realm as far as those just getting out of college and in college who are wanting to go into the area of HR. And I always appreciate your comments. It's kind of like you've got this group over here who are talking about HR practitioners who are already out there, and then you bring it from a different perspective of those just going or learning about this field and going into that. So I always appreciate that little sandpaper that keeps us sharp and on our toes. I mean, because that's something that's so needed, I think.
Always a challenge. Students are always only in my control for a couple of years, and then they're out into the world. So I hope I'm training them appropriately for the world that they're going to be facing today in HR.
Yeah, I think
someone
you are.
who has volunteered a lot in the SHRM student program, games especially. I've always been impressed by Matt's students as far as their, the way they look at things, how they present their knowledge, and that type of thing. So I know Matt's doing a great job in that. I mean, he's probably one of the 2 or 3 academics that I can look at and say those are really good people in preparing their students for the workforce. He and Perry Bishop and Joe Goodman, mention a few in this geographic area, are all really sharp people. Matt kind of leads the way there.
Well, thanks.
Awesome. Okay, so let's get back to Illinois SHRM. We're excited about the conference, which starts August 5th through the 7th. I know you've got a conference right before that, so you'll be getting in, I think, Sunday night, but then we'll be rocking and rolling Monday morning. But what's one takeaway you'd like to get from Illinois SHRM?
It'll be interesting to see a different state conference than Wisconsin. I've been on the Wisconsin SHRM planning committee for 5 years. Finally decided not to do it this year, take a year off. So I wanted to see how another state handles all those types of logistical issues. I've been a exhibits co-chair. I've been co-chair of our own state conference. I know the huge amount of effort that it takes to pull it off from all the volunteers. And so seeing how things do so that I can bring it back to Wisconsin and see if we can improve the way we do our own conference.
That makes sense. And I tell you that I was at, last year was my first year at Illinois SHRM, and I'm telling you, they have a bang up conference. John, you guys do an awesome job. I'm just glad to be a part of the team and making it better this year if that's possible. I mean, you're from your volunteers, John, to all the speakers that you have, and everything just seems to run so smoothly. The food is outstanding, the venue is amazing, and it's just it's a cool thing. And the app works. That's important. The apps, the Wi-Fi
Wisconsin
works.
was the first
That's always exciting.
non-Illinois state conference I was ever at.
Was that 2007 in Green Bay?
In Green Bay. I was invited up there by Matt, Bob Swanson, and Christine Hackbarth-Horn. Had an amazing time. It just kind of inspired me to really take the Illinois SHRM deal. And I think that was going into my first year as a state director. And I decided that one of my legacies will be to take the Illinois State Conference and make it one of the biggest and best in the country to rival places like Wisconsin and Ohio and even Florida. So it's hats off to Wisconsin SHRM for the great job they did.
Well, all right, let's wrap this up, fellas. Anything else you want to say before we close this down?
I got one question for Matt.
Sure.
Matt, as a person who has been on several social media reporting teams or blog squads, whatever you want to call it, what do you look for in a state conference to report out about?
Both what's going on with the conference, highlighting certain speakers, blogging about their particular sessions. Certainly a big challenge of any conference for an attendee is there's so many different sessions to attend. How can I learn about them all? And so one of the responsibilities I always see as a member of the blog squad is at least providing a good moment-to-moment of what's going on in a particular session. So if I missed it, or if someone else missed it, they can check in and say, all right, I can glean a little bit of knowledge from that. But it's also interesting to see the behind the scenes. What are the co-chairs doing? Can you highlight what some of the particular departments of the conference are doing? Capturing the video, taking pictures, tweeting regularly to see, all right, here's this event, what's going on at the social events, the tweet-ups, so that someone who might miss out can get the full flavor of what's going on.
Yeah.
Cool. And I must point out that Matt was one of the original SHRM national blog squatters back in 2009, 10.
10 in San Diego.
San Diego, where I first met Curtis, and he got us all wrapped up into this stuff.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Going from 5 to about 60, it seems like.
Wow. Yeah. And that's where I met you, Matt, was last year in Vegas at SHRM National. And I'm like, who is this AKA Bruno guy? I got to meet him. Yeah, I love your witty comments, that you're always posting out there, and that's just refreshing. So I love how we all love pushing that envelope, right? Just seeing how far we can go. It's always fun. Well, thank you for being a part of our team. I'm looking forward to having you here and hanging out, and we just appreciate you being a part of this conference, and we're all stoked about it. So thanks for doing this video, and we'll see you online, and I'll have all your information below on how folks can connect with you.
Excellent.
All right.
Look forward to see you guys in August.
All right.
Sooner.
Thanks, John.
In August, Matt.
Have a good day.
Thanks, Susan. Thanks, Matt.
All right.